Hello, welcome to episode 49 of No Hold Barred Pod. That is Sal Dodson over there.
And that is Don McGowan. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Hi, welcome back, and welcome newcomers, one and all. And a special big welcome I wanted to say before we kicked off to our new Patreon members, because we've got a few now.
Yay!
We've got over 5 Patreon members in the last week alone. So, hello, awesome. Patreoners, Patreon people. Thank you for signing up. Patreon pals, yeah, absolutely.
Fellow decent human beings.
Yeah, welcome along, and hopefully we won't. I've got to put my watch on silent. That's the first time in about 30 episodes I forgot to silence my watch. Anyway, yeah, welcome to those guys. We've just started on there, and we're going to have loads of cool stuff for you as the weeks roll on. But for now, you get an episode a day early if you sign up at the lower tier, and then you get to chat to us on the little online chat thing. And if you sign up to the next one, you can chat to us in real life. So go and have a look at patreon.com, patreon.com/noholdsbarredpod. If you want to join the cool gang.
If you can't manage that, could you just like, share and subscribe, please? Yeah. Share us about, tell your friends.
Absolutely.
Everyone who likes truth and that. And real people.
Everything else. It still remains the same. You'll still be able to watch us for free on YouTube and Spotify, but a day after the cool kids on Patreon. So, that's the admin bit out the way, I think. Oh, no, it's Friday the 13th today, isn't it? Happy Friday the 13th. If you celebrate. That's not right, is it? Anyway, we'll move on. And, yeah. For those that, I don't know. Is it a pagan thing? I don't know. It might be. But, yeah. Anyway,
we understand science now, so I'm not sure superstitions are still a thing.
Yeah, true. I thought it was noteworthy anyway. Right. That being said, let's move on and get on with the show.
Yeah.
PMQs?
Yeah. We missed it last week, didn't we? Thankfully.
Yes, we did.
So that was good. Oops. This week, not so much. Although I am on holiday after this. Apparently I'm in recess, so that's nice.
Oh, yeah, it's half term, isn't it? Yeah.
I didn't look at my dates. Oh, yeah, there's that too. So I'll be staying at home. Anyway, PMQs. So we started, Starmer committed Labour to reforming SEND and fixing crack in schools, which is great. Do it.
Yeah.
I've got the headlines of this PMQs, as I normally do, but this PMQs, I couldn't help but notice, was full of 3 types of question. The headliner questions that pertain to the big things going on. The Labour plant questions, aren't you doing wonderfully, Keir Starmer? There were quite a few of. Right. And a lot of them, the others, were very local questions. So,
okay.
Niche. Somebody whose name looks like Toby Perkins. Oh, also noticed, Hoyle seems to be enunciating a little bit better.
Is he? Has he had some media training, maybe?
Yeah, until towards the end, and he sort of started forgetting. But he was, So I'm wondering if someone's had a word. Anyway, Toby Perkins, I think, from Labour, was talking about the construction industry growing, and said it needs to grow even more to achieve Labour's housing goals. Will the PM commit? Blah blah. And that was one of 2 such questions, exactly the same, one then, one at the end.
All right.
Which gave Starmer the opportunity to talk about all the apprenticeship programs ramping up. The trailblazer thing started happening finally. I think maybe I just get on things a bit too soon and want them to happen immediately.
You talked about that way back in the olden days of episode 1, 2, or 3 or something, didn't you? Yeah. Okay.
And then we bumped into my son's old best mate from school, who's just been on a Network Rail apprenticeship and is now in employment.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it is happening. Which was his response to that. Bad Enoch. The Prime Minister, when he was Lotto, leader of the opposition, said he always carried the can for his staff. What changed? And she's referring to McSweeney and Doyle both being, resigning because they were affiliated with Fredophiles. let's
Mr.
call them.
Mandelson, yes. Yeah, and the rest.
The Doyle thing seems to have gone quite under the radar.
Hasn't it?
Generally speaking, he's just director of communications himself, who stayed friends with a convicted person who had images on his phone of children as young as 10 and continued to work for him and promote him. So he fell on his own sword. Starmer's response was that he accepted responsibility, yet it's them who've gone. So,
Right.
and indeed went on to big up McSweeney with what I refer to as altered memories of how McSweeney helped him to a landslide win. No, the
Right.
Tories lost. That was what happened there. And he
Yeah.
reformed Labour. Yeah, you call it reformation. I call it a Trojan zebra. Unbelievable. He got worse later on. He was very ebullient today, I think is probably the word.
Pardon me.
Badenoch stood up, and obviously I'm paraphrasing. She said that the record of Starmer's being in full confidence of people is a mockery. What changed? And he stood up and literally, well, not literally. Yeah, but what about you?
Yeah, fair enough.
He literally went, yeah, but you did this. And I'm
Playground
like,
politics.
yeah, that. It was just incredulous. Badenoch then asked that Matthew Doyle was promoted to the House of Lords. Why? Fair dues. Fair enough
Yeah,
question, because they were both
that's a
sent to the House
reasonable
of
one.
Lords.
Yeah.
Starmer, Doyle didn't tell me what was going on. Papers, it was reported in the national papers, but apparently Doyle wasn't upfront with Starmer, which is also what he said about Mandelson. And then
Exactly what I was
started
about to say.
deflecting. He started deflecting with lists of terrible Tories.
All right, okay.
That's not accountability. That's deflection.
No, it's rubbish, that.
Badenoch, she said the papers knew, called Starmer's misjudgment an established pattern of behaviour, which I thought was interesting, when she had a mirror. Starmer came back with, I'll take no lectures from them, and deflects again, listing scumbag Tories. Again, getting nothing done. It's just, you did this, you did this. It's pathetic.
Yeah, tit for tat stuff.
She came back. She personally attacked Starmer, as put pointless. She asked him what his legacy was going to be. Can't remember, she made some rough joke. He said, and I've used quote marks because I was so like, wow, we're just
Go
putting it
on.
out there on the table now, are we? My legacy is changing my party, he said unironically. Right? And then he said, I kicked my former leader out of my party, and he's using that as a vehicle to attack Liz Truss. That you didn't kick him out your party, did you? That's not what happened. You waged a false campaign of lies and defamation against not only Jeremy Corbyn, but all the left of the party.
The Labour left, yeah.
How dare you have that temerity? He makes me sick. Badenoch still not apologised or taken responsibility for Doyle, and she lists his weaknesses. Starmer comes back with, I delivered a landslide victory for my party. No, he's one of 4 Labour MPs who've ever taken his party to victory. You didn't take your party to victory. The Tories recused themselves of being human.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
He then again lists crap Tories and tried to get a chant going and failed, which was sad.
Did he? What, like Badenoch
Yeah.
did? I didn't listen to it at all this week.
Yeah. Ed Davey. You did. It was quite wordy, so I've shortened it. Catastrophic lack of judgment by Starmer over Doyle and Mandy. Politics is broken, does the PM agree? Starmer flipped his lid. Like, oh, he was so very angry with Ed Davey. Like,
really?
What else is going on? And he basically threw austerity back at him in a big tantrum.
I'll have to go and have a look at that.
Again, but you did austerity.
Yeah.
That's not what he was asking about. Are you well?
I have to go and watch that.
Davey came back and he said, "Oh, it's like I touched a raw nerve," because that's how bad Storm's reaction was.
Handbags.
Yeah. He said the Mandelson scandal proves how important the Hillsborough Bill is for a duty of candour. The PM promised it'd be one of the first things he'd do when he got into government. Will he finally do it, even if it's one of the last things he does?
Meow, Mr. Davey. Fair enough.
Deserved it though after that little performance, to be honest.
Yeah.
Starmer came back still fuming, said it could have been passed under the former government, and he will be proud to pass it. Just swerved completely.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't mention the carve-outs, obviously. Stephen Flynn. So it wasn't getting any better for him. So he doesn't like Stephen Flynn much.
No, he does not. No.
No. Doyle and Mandelson both stand accused of not being clear with the Prime Minister. Could he be the most gullible former DPP in history?
Ouch.
Flynn said that he contacted the House of Lords and discovered that before Lords are appointed, the proprietary committee give advice to the PM. And he has asked Starmer if he will release the advice given before Mandelson and Doyle were appointed.
Yeah.
Starmer said, "I've been clear on my position," and attacked the SNP. So no, we won't be releasing that advice. Why would you not do that?
That reminds me a bit of when Cameron was appointed as Foreign Secretary, by Rishi Sunak, because they had to go through all that rigmarole because he wasn't an MP at that point, obviously. Yeah. But they refused to release the advice and guidance then as well. Yeah. No, it's so shady.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. What did he promise when he came into government? Integrity and
transparency.
Transparency,
something like
that's the word. Yeah.
Pardon.
In fact, wasn't he supposed to abolish the Lords?
That was their manifesto pledge, I believe. Yeah. That's not going so well,
what
is
a
it?
schedule they've reneged on, indeed.
Yeah, it is true.
Starmer, when I say attacked the SNP, he was still in livid mode because he doesn't have control of his emotions, clearly. To the point Hoyle had to warn Starmer, former DPP, right? He had to warn the Prime Minister about talking about open cases because of sub judice.
Did he? Wow.
Yeah. Because he started talking about a case that the SNP have got going on.
Oh, right. That's unusual for Starmer, I've got to be honest, because, I mean, he is pretty... if he loses his control of his emotions that you described, then that's obviously sort of his weak point. Because when he's in control and he's in lawyer mode, he would never do that in a million years. But if he's riled up by Ed Davey or whoever it was...
Oh, it's fascinating.
That's interesting. I will watch.
Munira Wilson, bless her, Lib Dems. She listed a load of disgusting attacks in nursery settings and kindergartens, like threadophiles again. And one little girl was killed. It's horrendous. I mean, she got so emotional, bless her. It was really heartbreaking. Munira Wilson talking about it.
There's a local case in Bristol's just gone through last week. I heard on the news about that.
Well, she pleaded with the PM to introduce mandatory CCTV in all nursery and sort of, childcare settings.
Fair enough.
Starmer changed tack, moved to a different bit of his brain and climbed down, and he said it was absolutely harrowing, and said the safety of children is paramount, and that they were introducing all recommendations and considering the CCTV option. So, yeah, watch this space, I guess, but
considering
why wouldn't you?
No, I know. Why wouldn't? No, definitely not. There's no downside to it, is it?
No. So and then I thought I've had enough because a lot of the questions became very niche and local and about potholes and
fair enough.
I thought, okay, that'll do because we've got quite a bit of news to talk about this week.
I was wondering if you were going to mention. I was wondering if you were going to bring up Ayoub Khan, because Ayoub Khan
Bugger, I forgot. Can we put that clip in from last week? Because that was really
100%.
actually very funny.
The clip's going in now. This is Ayoub Khan talking about the Birmingham bin strikes.
Ayoub Khan, final question.
Mr. Speaker, rubbish is building up right beneath my very nose. It's becoming...
Easy, Tiger.
It's becoming a serious problem in Birmingham.
Right. So, yeah.
And it was so funny because I still don't know if it was a setup or it wasn't, and that's just the best bit.
I don't know. It had to be, right? It had to be.
He's independent, isn't he? Or is he your
is an
party?
independent. No, he's an independent. He was Labour, wasn't he? Okay. But he's independent now. But yeah, he just the way he looked down at all the Reform MPs in front of him, and that Sarah Potchin did not take it well, did she? At all. She gave him the evil eye.
They can't take it, can they? They can only give it. They're weak.
Richard Tice lost the plot, like he was guffawing like a lunatic.
Himself,
but,
yeah,
he was. But what I liked was Tim Farron, who sits alongside the Reform MPs. He was really sniggering, trying not to really laugh a lot. Tim Farron. I only noticed the other day Tim Farron follows me on Twitter, so
yeah. Get you.
Hi, Tim Farron. I enjoyed you laughing at the Reform joke. But yeah, that was just pretty awesome, I thought, by Ayoub Khan. So yeah, worth mentioning. One other thing.
Totally forgotten.
I just wanted to mention something about, because you said that the sort of plant questions came front and back of PMQs. And I think something fundamental has changed. And I got
the duplicate question was front and back, but there were others scattered within also.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I got a message on Twitter, and I'm not going to divulge who from because they don't want me to. They work in a national newspaper, and they pointed out to me that a very recent new appointment was to move John Stevens from being Pat McFadden's media spad to the PM's media spad. Now, look, I'm not going to go into details, but Google John Stevens. He said my source said to me that John's very smart and did great things in lobby journalism. He was an I think, Mirror journalist, and he said the source said to me, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already having a positive impact on the PM and his communications. That was just a little sort of side heads up that I got in the week because I was talking about it online. And I just wondered if the way things are being presented with Labour this week have come out quite differently, and maybe that's something that's changed for the better for the PM.
I wouldn't say notably from my point of view, to be honest. He just lost his shit more today.
I didn't see that, so I just wondered about the questions being formulated in a different fashion by the
he's
Labour
still
MPs.
Swerving. He's still. You think maybe if I was going to be generous to him. Well, no, I mean, you got to play fair, haven't you? There is a thing where within psychology, I mean, I say within psychology, it happens in sport as well. In fact, that's probably a better analogy. Sometimes like in the FA Cup, you'll get giant killings. And it's often because a team will turn up to play another team that's bigger than them. And because this team are bigger than them, they've got nothing to lose. So they just go for it. Whereas this team know they're playing a shit team, and often they'll assume that they're just going to do better because they know they're better. But that's not how it plays out, because one of two things usually happens. Either the big team will just drop their level because they're being, I can't find words. What is it when you were saying you're going to win? Huh?
Oh, being just, oh no, I thought
arrogant.
I got cocksure, arrogant. Yeah.
Yeah. Which actually enables the small team to giant kill.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the little team turns up trying to do their absolute best, and it's just the easiest way to get beaten. Because they're trying too hard.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And people do it individually also. with attitudes, and he can take on without intentionally doing it. He can go and take on her energy and just fall into the trap. I mean, I don't know. People do it all the time, don't they? In arguments and stuff, and you end up just you're trying to talk about a point of debate, and the argument just trails off into like, but what aboutery?
Yeah, war of attrition, basically. Yeah,
Because you're not dealing with an honest debater.
No. Yeah.
And you get sort of swallowed up in it. So that it could be a case of that, if I'm being generous. But the Prime Minister should be the best person in the country to lead the country, and they should be above that intellectually, let alone psychologically.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair comment. Yeah.
I didn't explain that very well. I'm sorry. I'm not at my best at the moment.
No, it's fine. I think I know what you mean. But yeah. Okay, so PMQ's done. What next?
Oh. Should we do reform?
Do reform? Yeah, let's do reform.
Oh.
Okay.
Reformatories, because it does what it says in the tin.
Reformatories, yeah. Start with Nigel Farage. I wrote he made himself look ridiculous 3 times this week because he's done various press conferences again, as he always does. One of them, I think he did a major one at like the Excel or some big conference center in which there was like a couple of hundred kind of elderly people. And he denigrated working from home, saying it doesn't work. Whilst himself having worked from home, his
opinion versus scientific studies must be the right one.
Yeah, he also employed his wife on a work from home contract at one point, which is earned him a lovely community note on Twitter, which is because it's quite unusual for Farage to get community noted because he has a bot army which go in and negative. So the way it works, if anyone doesn't know, community notes are supposed to provide context and clarity if someone doesn't tell the truth. But the reform lot rarely get an active community note because someone will put one in, say, I said Nigel Farage employed his wife to work from home. Then the reform army will go into the community note and you can then downvote what that is and say, no, in biased, incorrect information, whatever. So he rarely gets a full community note because of that. But he did on this about the work from home thing, which was nice. Then he said he couldn't be bought.
Except for $69.99 on Cameo. And his 12 other jobs.
The man has 13, 14, however many jobs he got this week. He does cameo appearances in which he bigs up the IRA and talks about Ian Watkins, the lead singer of the Lost Prophets, for 70 quid. And then he puts a post out saying, I can't be bought. Like, yeah, sure, Nigel.
He's entirely balls.
Yeah. Every single thing you do is bought and paid for by other people. And then the other thing I thought was Jim Ratcliffe. And if you didn't see it in the week, Jim Ratcliffe was on Sky News. He told Ed Conway of Sky News that he thought he came out with some bullshit figures, basically, first of all, and said the population of the country had increased by 12 million in the last 6 years, which is just nonsense.
Bullshit.
Cuckoo land figures. And then he said it's because we've been colonized by immigrants.
The irony. Double irony.
Yeah, it's just insane. And I can't express how angry I was at this because I for anyone who doesn't know, I've been a lifelong Man United fan since I was 4 years old. My grandfather bought me my first strip and I've never not supported United. And when the Glazers took over, things were bad. And then when the Glazers sold half of the United empire to Jim Ratcliffe, I was absolutely in despair because the man he fronts up Ineos, that's his big company. It's made him a billionaire. And during the pandemic, he pissed off to Monaco to take his company, based it in Monaco, and avoided about £4 billion worth in tax by doing so. Then
didn't he make a load of people redundant at the same time?
He did, 1,200 people or something silly.
What a piece of shit.
And then he goes on Sky News to tell people that the country's been colonized by immigrants, whilst he's an immigrant in Monaco. It's just madness. But he's an immigrant with money, so it's all right. You know, that's the way it works, isn't it? Billionaires and all that stuff that we talk about all the time. But I just...
However...
Go on.
He might be in some trouble with the FA.
Oh yeah, apparently they're might launch an investigation into it.
Well, they
If
have
he's
this
fit,
massive campaign we've all heard about called Kick It
kick it
Out.
out.
That's exactly
Absolutely.
about racism, and
Yeah.
everything he said totally undermines what they stand for.
100%.
So he could be in a bit of trouble. So I mean,
I hope it. I know there's a fit and proper test to run a club. There's the racism aspect. There's all that sort of stuff. I mean, I don't know. He's a billionaire. Billionaires get away with stuff, don't they? He
they
did
need
come
to
out.
be fired into space.
Yeah, he came out the following day and issued a Priti Patel style non-apology. I'm sorry if my words offended anybody, which was just ludicrous. So yeah, United fans not very happy. Our friend Terry Christian put out an absolutely stellar video yesterday about it. Terry is a diehard United fan as well, and he was not happy. I'll put a link to Terry's video because it's well worth watching if you're not into football but you'd like a perspective on it from a proper Mancunian. But yeah, anyway, so that ties into reform in the way that Nigel Farage, yes, last night he was on Sky News. Today he was on the BBC, which is unusual for him because he normally leaves that stuff to Zaya Youssef and Richard Tice. But he was out defending what Jim Ratcliffe said about colonisation. And,
telling more lies.
Yeah, exactly. Allowing Sky News and the BBC, allowing him just to lie. It's just madness. And on Question Time last night, Nadine Dorries, who was billed as author, not Reform member, also defended Ratcliffe and his lies and his racism.
I've not had time to catch up on Question Time yet. I was going to do it after this, but I didn't know she was on it, and now I won't because
don't bother.
I need my tablet.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. So, yeah, the other thing I've got. Oh no, there's two more things I wanted to mention about reform this week. Quickly, firstly, Bangor University in North Wales
Where?
had in North Wales. Bangor. What did I say? Bangor. Do you know what? I've been watching Lord of the Rings this week. I think maybe that's what it is.
Bangor, not Mordor.
Descended from Bangor. Yeah, Bangor University. Oh, we were talking about
priceless.
Well, quickly, just as an aside with Lord of the Rings, when I wrote about Palantir, the Palantir name comes from Lord of the Rings. It's a glass orb that Saruman, the bad wizard, uses to view everything through. And it's called a Palantir. That's how you should say it, really, Palantir. So anyway, just a little aside. Yeah, so back to Bangor University. One of their debating societies refused to platform a little reform lad and Sarah Potchin.
Is that the right way of putting it? Because reform went to them and said, "Can we speak?" They weren't like.
And they said no.
That's what I don't get. It's like they asked a question, and questions generally have like more than one answer, and it doesn't have to be yes.
No, fair. Yeah, that's maybe a better way to describe it. Reform approached them.
They love it sounding like they've been like given the refusal to speak by Bangor, and that's just not how it happened.
No, it wasn't.
They said, "Can we come and chat to your students?" And they went, "No, because you're racist and homophobic and bigoted and terrible." As you prove every single day. And Reform went, free speech.
Yeah,
not the same thing.
Exactly. No, that's fair. Yeah. So as a result of them turning them away, every single Reform mouthpiece was activated the following day. Yeah, and it started with Zaya Youssef, the guy who was head of their catastrophically laughable Doge unit. Wrote a letter.
One of my Christmas presents now. Sorry, go on.
What is it?
It's an imperceptibly tiny violin. Nice.
So Zaya Youssef wrote a really stroppy letter basically to Bangor saying that when we get into power, lol, we're going to withdraw your £30 million funding because you were mean to Sarah Potchin. Like, what?
It was so funny.
And then
You're not going to
everyone,
do nothing with money that isn't yours.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I know, like the unelected bureaucrat speaks. It's absolutely madness.
All right, Trump, get back in your box.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I wrote about. And, you know, but all Reform MPs came out and said the same thing. All the GB News presenters came out and said the same thing.
But they all get sent a little thing on WhatsApp,
Yeah,
don't they?
of course they do.
Tweet this.
Say something
Because
like,
they
yeah,
can't
exactly.
think for themselves.
I know. Their new leader in Wales, who actually lives in Bath, had several goes at this. And I said even Rael Braverman had a go at it. But they're just so frightened of they purport to be the party of free speech, but when people exert their own free speech, they don't like it. Go ahead.
I know I'm going to link in something you're going to talk about anyway, but all this happened in the very same week. The Denton and Gorton hustings had 30 minutes notice that Matt Goodwin didn't want to speak at them.
Mm-hmm. That's
What?
exactly it.
He's refusing his free speech.
Exactly. Well, that's what I wrote on my long post the other day. I said, Matt Goodwin, you know, they only want to have their own version of free speech, reform free speech trademark, you know, and as you correctly say, Matt Goodwin ran away from a hustings because he thought he might be questioned or put under scrutiny. And some were saying that he ran away because he wasn't allowed a personal green room.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah. I don't know how true that is or not.
Who doesn't think he is? It was a church hall.
Yeah. In the middle of the afternoon. Yeah. Like, it wasn't exactly like high security, but he keeps going on about his security and how he's under threat and stuff like this. It's Trump stuff, isn't it, again? But
have you tried not being a massive shithead?
Yeah.
Works
but
for me.
He was scared, basically, there'd be too much free speech on display, basically, I think. And Farage keeps repeatedly turning down Zach Palancy's kind offers of debate as well.
And this is it. They can't debate. And then they cry, come to my student union, I'll let you debate.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how you get on.
They can't stand up a credible argument, can they? They can't defend any arguments. They can shout about it unchallenged, and they keep holding press
but what
conferences.
about you?
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's their only line of attack.
That's why they hold press conferences like 3-4 times a week, because they're not challenged and they can just say whatever they want. And if there is a journalist who, God forbid, gets a tricky question through, they just shout
let
boring.
a certain type of journalist in the first place.
Oh yeah, it's very highly
independent people in, or left-wing journalists.
No, not at all. Very highly vetted, Trump-style White House. Yeah. So, and then there was that. And then I wrote something today about Matt Goodwin, which I just wanted to touch on because you hadn't seen this, had you? Basically, no. Matt Goodwin really doesn't like women at all. And The Independent put out an article yesterday, which I'll link to down below. And it goes into his sort of latent thought processes about women. And he really doesn't seem to think women are worthy of being in academia, particularly, and he says this more than once, childless women, he calls it. So him and everyone's favorite, what did you call him? Far-right philosopher, Jordan Peterson.
The man who saved my life, weirdly.
Yeah, you did talk about that.
And I'm not proud of it. Well, am I?
No, it's nothing to be, everyone can be right. It's like disassociating.
Once or twice a day.
Well, yeah, but people change doesn't make what they've written in the past any less worthy, does it? But and Matt Goodwin was on Jordan Peterson's podcast in 2024, and between them they came up with a theory that politically correct authoritarianism is created by, are you ready for it? A, being a woman, B, having a female temperament, or C, having taken a politically correct course.
What is a female temperament exactly?
Don't know. Unclear.
Gonna have to extrapolate on that at some point, Mr. Goodwin.
So, yeah.
Because I've got a temperament, and I don't know how many people would describe it as female, but maybe not very many.
Yeah. And Matt Goodwin went on to add that women are having children far too late in life, and I think maybe he means after doing those steps, and maybe.
How many kids has straight white Matt Goodwin got?
I'm not sure, actually. He's just going through a divorce currently, though.
Shut up. He was married
I think
to
he's
a
just
woman.
been recently divorced, from what I can glean, unsurprisingly.
Well, I mean, that would make sense given from what I'm reading between these lines.
Well, I mean, he actually said out loud, he said, many women in Britain are having children much too late in life, and they would prefer to have children much earlier on. He knows this, apparently. I don't know how.
Old.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Maybe he did it while he was speaking to everyone in Manchester as well.
Yeah. He
What a
appears to
guy.
have spoken to every woman in Britain and decided he can speak for them now. Yeah. But, you know, it just... He talked about gender and how kids are being brainwashed into sort of the usual biological gender and all that sort of thing, sex versus gender.
These people drive me into struggling in your own life, so you're going to project that onto everyone else. Piss off and deal with your shit.
He cited a woman called Dr. Corey Clark, doctor in the PhD sense, and she's I looked her up and read some of her stuff this morning. She's an American behavioral scientist, but she talks a lot about the feminization, in inverted commas, of business and academia and how it can be a negative influence. And like, she's talks about
because the masculine influence we've had since time memoriam's working so well for everybody.
Well, she sort of reverses misogyny and says that misogyny actually works in favor of women. And she's very messed up. She's one of those contrarian type scientists, and Goodwin cited her, not unsurprisingly. So yeah.
Wow.
So I think so far in his bid to become the MP for Gorton and Denton, he's shown to be a liar, a coward, and now a rampant misogynist. So yeah, good luck, Manchester. Maybe he's not the best choice for public office.
My God.
Handmaid's Tale
misjudged this world for so long. Yeah.
Yeah.
I genuinely believed everyone that came out of university was really bright.
I know.
Because that was what I was told I had to believe growing up.
I know.
Nope.
So yeah, please don't pick him, Manchester, because he's an absolute knob end. After talking
What's one little highlight for me this week? Are you done with reform? Or are you still?
Yeah. No, that's good.
Oh. Did you happen to see the nice presser?
With who?
Andy Burnham.
Oh no, I didn't. I read briefly about it afterwards. I didn't actually read it. I didn't see it.
Okay, I wish it was a bit of an afterthought, to be honest. But it was the other day, and I don't know why he called it particularly, whether it was part of something else. But he basically, it seemed to me to be his ideal way of communicating with Keir Starmer, because he basically talked about Labour values like the ones we used to know.
Like old school values, yeah,
like
proper ones.
Left-wing stuff. But he said it in, sort of more about people and communities and things. And he said all the right things in the right order, and heartbreaking, to be honest, because just swap.
Yeah.
Give him a town to be a mayor of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just pull him out and put Burnham there, because, I mean, he's still a bit, for my liking, he's still a bit government stick up his arse, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, I guess
misread it.
I guess if you're going for the top job, ultimately, if that's his goal, then you've got to have a balance, haven't you? You've got to have that a little bit of that in the way you talk and communicate, because you can't go fully. I mean,
well, it's like you've got Zach on the left, here on the right, and Burnham in between them.
Yeah, sort of middle of the left kind of thing.
Like far more reasonable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And understanding what we're living with.
Yeah. So talking of Keir Starmer, did you see Chris Mason's? I wrote about this.
I tend to avoid him.
I just wanted to mention it briefly because it talks about something we talk about a lot, which is like right-wing bias in the media. And I've long wanted to believe the BBC weren't that, but they proved to us time and time again now that they are. And this week, Chris Mason wrote a snappy 636-word piece on the BBC website, headed, "Some political air has been cleared for Keir Starmer, but fundamental issues still remain unaltered." And I had a quick read, because it is quick, but he starts his piece, which is an opinion piece. It's not a, it's an editorial, but he basically says it was his turn for the pool interview, so he was sent to represent. He says, "It's my turn to conduct what is known as a pool interview on behalf of all other broadcasters." So he went to do this pool interview with Keir Starmer. He was at a local community centre, and he wrote a 636-word report, and he didn't mention the interview once. He didn't say a single thing that the Prime Minister said. Not one word was about the Prime Minister, his interview. It was completely... It was about... let's just find some... He said, "Cabinet ministers were expressing their frustration to me. Maybe they might get a chance to change things. The genuine peril the Prime Minister faces, the scale of imminence of the threat." It's just his opinion. And he signs it off at the end saying, "For now, the Prime Minister appears fired up. But how much changes now and how much you notice are two of the key questions as the Prime Minister attempts to reset yet again." It's just his opinion that Starmer's going to fall imminently instead. And he didn't talk about the presser, not once. And that was his whole reason for going there, to be this interview, pull interview, sorry. Didn't do it.
If you're one of the other outlets, you'd be really pissed, wouldn't you?
I know. Exactly. Go on.
That was a colloquialism. Sorry, I'm not from around here. I shouldn't say things like that.
That sounded very Yorkshire when I lived in Leeds. That's
being werewolf. It's a local joke for anyone who's local to me. I saw there's a guy who does a character on Instagram. I think his name's, I want to say John Mills.
Right.
Might be wrong. He does this character called Turk, who's gone and got his Turkish teeth and his tan, and he's a Scouser. But he did this bit the other week about how his Scouse mate was going on holiday to Turkey, so we got another mate in to look after him while he was away. But he's from St Helens, so he's a wolf. And John, he turns from a Scouser and he starts saying, "You're right," instead of "all right, mate."
All right, I see.
He's been werewolf.
Oh, got you. I see.
Back to business.
Yes.
Where are we?
Well, I'm done, apart from a couple of things on America, which I'd like to talk about in a minute.
Okay, can we just mention the verdict today on Palestine Action prescription being ruled as unlawful? I believe is the correct pronunciation. The government, however, are disagreeing, and they are taking it to the Court of Appeal because not enough pensioners have been arrested on behalf of, genociders. So, thankfully, one reasonable thing that's come out of it is that the Met will no longer be arresting grannies for holding up placards, even though PA is still prescribed. People may protest and say that genocide is bad. Imagine the luxury.
I know.
So that's something. But yeah, the government is still, they still want their government overreach to be condoned by the courts. So I'm guessing they're waiting for the right judge. I don't know. But that's not how democracy works. So
I don't know, like you told us about last week, the Filton 24/6. It was, they all got off bar one who's still waiting, or the 6 anyway, the 5 of them did. But then you sort of, the government are going to try and get a second trial out of that as well. They're determined to sort of push this to the absolute limit, and the same with this Palestine Action stuff.
Do you know, I was listening to last week's pod just before, and I caught something we said about that.
Do we get something wrong?
That's going to annoy me now. I did. Oh, God. That's so annoying. I should write more things down. Yeah, never mind. If it comes back to me, I'll mention it.
Yeah. Happy to put corrections out, aren't we? I mean, if we ever get anything wrong.
I don't think it was so much a massive correction as something we didn't notice.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough.
It's going to bug me. But here we are.
We'll get
Yeah,
it.
no, all I've got left is Mandelson being called to appear before the US Committee House of Oversight
Yeah, that came out this
before
afternoon.
our police have even arrested him.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go. Do you? He might appear by Zoom or something, but
I think it depends how he's handled here. On a look
yeah,
at me, I need some limelight bit, he might go. But I
I
guess
s-
it depends how it goes from here. I don't know.
yeah. I saw Dan Needle had put out something this afternoon that him and his colleagues had found, because Mandelson said that he didn't know about a house that was transacted via Epstein and his partner, who's called Ronaldo, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Dan Needle said that they have found today documents of the house sale with Peter Mandelson's signature on it. So that's just another lie mounting up for him. Yeah.
They're
It's
terrible
crazy.
people.
He needs to be
Yeah.
arrested, as does Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. You know,
Yeah.
the pair of them, without a shadow of a doubt, are up to their neck in it and should be under lock and
Meanwhile,
key.
we've got people languishing in prison for well over 12 months for
not very
joint
much at all.
enterprise or something that
Yeah,
turns out
exactly.
wasn't a joint enterprise.
Yeah, which, yeah, exactly. No, it's mad.
Oh, sorry. Did you have anything more on that?
Not on Mandelson. All I've got is a couple of things on America. That was also on Trump and what happened
Have you
yesterday.
heard about or maybe it's called
What?
W.
Oh, is this the social media network?
Yeah.
Is it going ahead? I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I've put myself on the waiting list. So.
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know there
the
was
EU,
one.
The EU are basically trying to build an X for Europe.
Yeah.
That's safe and legal and not overruled by a lunatic, and it's called W. And if you go and Google it, you can sign up for a handle if you're particularly bothered about a handle, or you can just sign up to be waitlisted for when it goes live, or for its beta or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Carol on Blue Sky was posting about it. Our Carol Hedges.
Lovely Carol Hedges. Yeah, I noticed she'd quit Twitter completely. I have signed up for it now.
Imagine if everyone moved over lock, stock and barrel.
Yeah. It's the website's wsocial.eu, so WSOCIAL.eu. I've just signed up for it as you were telling me about it then. So yeah, do that. I think it'd be brilliant if it takes off.
Blue Sky didn't quite work, did it? Because not enough people moved over.
I mean, it's fine.
You can't
Blue
shout
Sky.
at a politician on Blue Sky.
That's the problem. Like, you just can't have that direct interaction that you get on X, which is why I'm still on it.
Or potential direct interaction, but the potential's still there. Whereas if they haven't even got an account.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Blue Sky's nice, full of nice people, but yeah, it's not the town square that X is. Even though it's riddled by Nazis, it's still the place where you can have that interaction with sort of important people, I guess. So yeah, Trump. Do you want to mention Trump? Shall we just quickly?
He's still breathing, yeah.
He is, and yesterday he revoked a landmark ruling that greenhouse gases endanger public health. Yeah, chuck your pen over. I mean, it is. It's just.
Quick,
this is
put another hole in the layer.
2009 Obama era scientific ruling that underpins all federal actions on curbing planet warming gases. So effectively, he said to all the polluting industries in America, go ahead, do what you want, burn anything you like. It's fine. We don't care anymore.
And if anything thinks, if anyone thinks this isn't a problem, go and Google Flint, Michigan, and see how long they've been polluted for.
Are they the ones
with
that you
this
can
ruling in place?
Is that the one where you can set fire to their water? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you literally set fire to what comes out of the tap. Yeah, it's horrendous.
And that's not the only town, of course. There's all the towns that are being plagued by the data center problems.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. Yeah, but the White House said. The White House called the reversal the largest deregulation in American history, as if that's a good thing. They're proud.
I've got to take this opportunity just to say for everybody listening, this is exactly why Reform want to get rid of the ECHR. It's not just about racism. It's about deregulating things to make it cheaper and easier to make more money because they are mental. Yep, they don't care 100%. About consequence because it won't affect them because they're so wealthy.
Yeah.
But it will
Yeah.
affect all of us all the time, doing everything.
100%. 100%.
And that's why they must never get anywhere near government.
No. Yeah. So it's just horrendous. It's like such a rollback on climate change, you know, and because of the like Trump's America, the MAGA lot don't care about the rest of the world. Then they don't understand how much this impacts us and Europe and China and Africa and you know, wherever else. So
They'll
they
all
just
be
like,
dead and gone 20 to 30 years.
yeah, from like lung fibrosis and things like that from pollution.
No,
Yeah, it's just
the old people making these fucking stupid,
that
the
as
MAGA
well.
lot, you know, because they're all of a certain age. Fucking boomers, man.
Apologies to any boomers listening that are nice people, because there's lots of them. No, but it's true though.
Yeah, there are, but still.
There's loads, of course. Trump yesterday welcomed Israel to his board of peace on Twitter. Yeah, of course.
He welcomed him to bloody America, didn't he? There's an international arrest warrant hanging over him.
What, Netanyahu? Has he gone to America again, has he?
I'm sure he went this week. I can't. Sorry,
I didn't see it.
Just addendum. The volume quality is diabolical because my laptop has gone in to be fixed. At great cost, I can't afford. And I'm doing this on my phone, so I can't do live fact checking.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that for next episode. And then the last thing I've got, which is quite funny as well, and I think I'll have to put a clip in of some bits of it. I've got Ed Krasenstein put a highlights reel out last night of Pam Bondi going absolutely tonto at a congressional hearing on the Epstein files yesterday. And before we talk about the kind of the funny bit of it, because it was funny, the heartbreaking bit I saw was they lined up some survivors behind her, and I can't remember which congressperson it was. It might have been Jared Moskowitz. Anyway,
no, it was one of the
asked them to raise. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was. Anyway, here it is. Pramila Jayapal, yeah, from Washington Democrat, asked the survivors to raise their hand if they'd actually had any direct contact with the Department of Justice, and every single one of them put their hand up. And Pam Bondi refused to even turn and look at them. It was fucking disgusting.
Not just that, she sat there and said that the FBI will work with the survivors. They haven't been. They are.
No, that's it. They've had no contact. Nothing at all.
Like that. I sent Donna a screenshot of an email from the Epstein library, as they call it.
Oh, yeah.
And bizarrely, I just went on purely out of curiosity, and I typed in Sunak just because I thought, rich people. And I got like a load of 22 emails that mentioned Sunak in passing, actually nothing to do with him, just as part of a government. It seemed to be a survivor from the UK initially, who's actually at one point, that was why it came up, because she said at one point she was Rishi Sunak's constituent, and he was ignoring her pleas for help. And I remember you saying she sounds really angry, because obviously it's just an email. We don't know the veracity or whether it's come from a legitimate person, but as somebody who spent a lot of their life being told they were a liar and not being helped when all I needed help, albeit on a medical basis, I understand that volume of anger. That is a woman who is desperate to be heard and is just being shat on at every opportunity.
Yeah,
and you could,
horrible.
if you read through the thread, I did tweet it because at one point it mentioned Victoria Hervey as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it does.
Last week. Basically, and it sounds, from all accounts, it sounds like she was some sort of pro-com pimp. Could be wrong, don't know. But that's what it sounded like. Maybe she's just trying to get ahead of it, who knows?
Yeah, possibly.
But it was
I've read that. There's a few with her.
She sounds, to people who don't know what's going on, she sounds unhinged.
She does.
And I get that. She borderline is, and she's just trying to get heard.
But it's rage, isn't it? It's pure rage, but she's not been listened to.
Where else do you go?
Yeah, totally. And she's sort of, I think I don't know. I came across loads of that versions of the same email where she's sort of talking to the Met Police and she's talking to like the government and she's just bouncing it at every single person she can think of in desperation to get heard. And
and
it's really
everyone's
sad.
just
Yeah, no one's paying any attention to
yeah.
it. There's one which has a reply from, I think, the Met, where it says, "Dear such and such." I do know the name of the woman, and I can't
She's
remember
been
it.
gaslit.
But they said, "Please stop contacting us with this."
Yeah.
Effectively, yeah. It's like,
Yeah,
wow.
you've been sexually abused, and we do not care.
And it is a survivor.
That's what she's hearing.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible. It's horrible. And she's an American woman, and I can't remember the name of her for the life of me. I should have had it for this, but
I didn't know what it was because it was. I should have converted this into a word file, shouldn't I? Taking redactions out.
Yeah. I've been trying that with some, but anyway, yeah. So the Pam Bondi thing yesterday was just insane. I'll put a clip in of the highlights because
Speaking of unhinged,
yeah, absolutely, she was off her rocker yesterday in this congressional hearing. She was asked repeatedly about the Epstein files, about details about why she hadn't done this, why they hadn't done that. And every single response was her laughing in the face of the person asking the question or basically going, "This is ridiculous. Donald Trump is the best at this and the best at that." At one point, she went on about, "Have you seen the stock market?" in response to a question about Epstein. You're like,
that's a meme now.
what? Yeah. The Dow is something such and such a 50 points up or whatever it was.
My dog just died. But have you seen the Dow?
Exactly. She was off her nut. So I'm going to put a clip in to at the end for people to watch because you have to watch this.
It's outrageous. If you want to see a longer version, Paul Joe have like edited loads of her outbursts into like a 20-minute segment. It's well worth watching.
I'll find it and put a link in below.
The woman is mad.
Yeah, and she's the Attorney General of America, of the United States of America.
Oh, I tell you who was standard awesome, Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, she was brilliant. Yeah, I saw Jasmine Crockett.
I don't care what skeleton she's got in her closet. I think she's wonderful.
Yeah.
She turned around and she said, "I'm not going to waste my time even questioning this witness because nobody's getting anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask my colleague, is paedophilia good or bad?" And the colleague's like, "Bad. Is killing people in the street good or bad?" "Oh, it's very bad." And it went on like that. She went, "Good. Well, that was quicker than I'd have got it out of this witness."
Yeah.
She absolutely buried her.
She did. And Ted Lieu as well. Ted Lieu from California. He was excellent. So.
Oh God, Massey was amazing.
Yeah.
Because she absolutely hates him, doesn't she? Because he's a Republican, and he just wouldn't give her a minute.
He's one of the only sort of decent Republicans standing up against this stuff. Massey and Jared Moskowitz, who was one that taught Nigel Farage a new one when Farage was there, absolutely outstanding as well. And Jamie Raskin and Jared Moskowitz, both of them. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, things are happening in the US, but like when you're faced with that response from someone who's the Attorney General, the highest lawyer in the land of America, who just talks gibberish in response to serious questions that the American people, the world, should know the answers to, what can you do?
It was absolute complete contempt.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So is there not a charge of contempt of court or misconduct in public office, or what do they have to do?
I don't know. But they would all go through her office as the Attorney General, probably. So it's corrupt. It's corruption to the highest level. Yeah, it is. So anyway, watch the clip and you'll see what we're talking about if you haven't already seen it.
Somebody wrote today, I think it was on Twitter, saying everything makes so much more sense if you consider Pam Bondi to be Trump's version of Epstein's Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, that tracks. That's horrible, but it works. Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Running defense the whole time.
Yeah, that's it. Fending off people left, right, and center. Yeah, well, of course it is. 100%. 100%. And I think at one point, at the beginning, oh no, it was the day before she appeared, she said something like, "Oh, the public are sick of this. We just want to move on from it." Epstein.
Sick of you.
Yeah, it's like, no, we're not. And I speak for people in America and the rest of the world. nobody's moving on from this. So yeah. On that,
Hmm.
I haven't got
On
anything
that
else. I don't think.
bombshell. No, I think I'm done too for the moment.
I just wanted to. You told me I had to sell what I'm doing for next week's episode
Yes,
towards the
because I'm
end.
dead interested.
Yeah, so I've been into sort of like figuring out crypto for a little bit, particularly to do with politics, and since Nigel Farage had started accepting crypto. But the problem with crypto, as I said to you before, is it's the most jargon heavy industry thing that I've ever looked into, and never come across anything like this. And I think that's on purpose by
Jargon
design.
heavy / obfuscated.
Yes, exactly. So I just took it upon myself, and I've gone off, and I've been in touch with two CEOs of quite large crypto companies, and they've been absolutely amazing. And I've asked them specific questions, and they've given me more than what I asked for in replies. So I'm writing it up now, and I will have it done over the weekend, fingers crossed, if I get the time.
So you can break it down into layman's for us.
Yes, that's the whole point. And I want to get it into a point where people can understand what it is, how it works, and frankly, how easy it is or not to mislead where money comes from and goes to. Because that's my big interest, is if Reform are accepting crypto, how can they ensure that it's coming in from the UK, from someone registered? So yeah, that's for next week.
Just before we do end, it just reminded me. Did they not strengthen laws this week on electoral donations from overseas companies?
Philip Roy. Oh yes, they did. Oh no, sorry, the Philip Roycroft thing's about crypto, but that's coming next week. Yeah, they did. The FT, I saw, reported that the government are going to ban donations from overseas businesses.
Will that have any effect whatsoever?
Depends how they regulate crypto. That's kind of tied into the whole thing. So
Like
I think
Becky Satter's donation, for example, did that come from her or from a company?
Came from Sotheby's International Realty, who's based in the UK. Yeah, unfortunately, but it is. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say something there, but it's completely gone out of my head. Yeah. The Reform are taking donations from crypto on their website, and it goes through a Polish payment provider. And I thought, oh, that means it's immediately goes out of the country. It's not that simple, but I'll try and break it all down next week. And yeah, sorry, that's what I was going to say.
Look forward to without PMQs.
That's the last thing I was going to say. You said about, they're going to ban donations from foreign countries, and also they've introduced legislation to reduce the voting age down to 16 this week. So those two things will have Nigel Farage in turmoil, because his demographic is solidly over 55, I'd say. And if the youngsters can get out to vote, they will not be voting for Reform, I would contest.
I saw a poll before that was something like 87% of under 25s want to go back in the EU.
Yeah, and
that's a super majority.
And about 50% of them would vote Green as well. That's the strong young vote.
Come on, the youth.
Yeah. Let them vote for their own future, I'd say. Anyway, yeah, we'll have a look at that again. So yeah, that'll do, I think.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank
you for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Get onto our website, noholdsbarredpod.com. Go on to Patreon, patreon.com/noholdsbarredpod if you want to join us. And the usual share, like,
subscribe, comment.
Yes. And do all those things to help us jump up the algorithm.
Yes, please.
With that, 7:15 on a Friday night, I'll say goodbye. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump? All of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump. You all should be apologizing.